Hey, what's going on, guys? It's HawksNest here, back with another Call of Duty Mobile video. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, obviously Gunsmith is coming to Call of Duty Mobile very soon. I believe it's August 15th, I think, when the season actually, or the new update actually drops for Season 9, which obviously, as I was saying before, will include Gunsmith, new weapon skins, Battle Royale changes, new maps, new guns. Literally, dude, like Season 9 has a ton of brand new stuff coming, but obviously Gunsmith is one of the coolest changes coming to COD Mobile because obviously it's going to completely change the meta for weapons and just totally bring a brand new experience to the platform that is super advanced. I'm still super surprised that they're actually bringing it to mobile, although I'm not complaining because it is gonna obviously be something that is gonna be super fun to use and super fun to create content on. So if you guys do want to see a ton of Gunsmith content when it does actually come out, including a little bit of content on it before it comes out, like this video, definitely make sure to drop a like and a sub down below so that you guys can see all of my future videos covering Gunsmith. But today we're going to be talking about just some of the changes that you can actually do to two different weapons to make them basically like swap, I guess. It's kind of confusing, but I'm sure if you guys read the title, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Okay, so first things first, before we actually get into this, I want to see if you guys can predict or just guess what weapon this actually is. First off, I'm going to let you guys know that it's not actually an AR, it is actually an LMG. So just by looking at it, can you tell which weapon this is? Obviously it is modified, but I'm just curious to see if you guys know what the base weapon is. I'll go ahead and walk you guys through all of the different customizations I made to that weapon, but I also want to show you guys this weapon as well and see if you guys can predict what weapon this is. Once again, I'll give you guys another hint. It's not an LMG, it is actually an AR. This one is a little bit easier than the last one just because the iron sights are a little bit more distinct on this one, but I definitely want to see if you guys can predict this one before I actually give you like the big reveal. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a couple more seconds just to try to guess, and then we're gonna talk about what they actually are and exactly what modifications we do have on the weapons. Okay, so hopefully you guys did make your guess, but anyway, this weapon is actually the M4 LMG, which kind of makes sense because with all of the modifications, you do make it look a lot like an M4, and honestly, I think the thing that really makes this thing look like an AR as opposed to an LMG is the magazine, because right now we do have the 30-round light reload. If I do unequip this, you'll see we do have the big magazine on the typical M4 LMG, and then this looks a lot more like the normal M4 LMG, and also the barrel as well does give it more of an AR feel, because again, if we take that off, it basically just looks like an M4 LMG here. So once again, we'll go ahead and put on the 30-round mag, and then we'll go ahead and put the barrel on as well. We had the ultralight, I believe. But yeah, so this is all of the attachments I have right here. Basically the stock, I just picked this one because it looks the most like an AR, and it also boosts your ADS speed. Obviously, LMGs have a very slow ADS speed, so this stock will make it feel a little bit more like an AR. A red dot, just because I also don't really like the iron sights on the M4 LMG, so I would just rather have a red dot sight, although this is going to slow down your ADS speed a little bit, so you could definitely go without it, and this is what it looks like without. So as you can tell, the iron sights would just be like the normal M4 LMG, which personally I hate. So once again, we're going to go ahead and just put on a red dot. Doesn't really matter which one. Go ahead and go with this one. In terms of the stats on the barrel, this is going to increase your ADS speed and movement speed. So once again, an ADS speed increase, which is going to help a lot, and then a movement speed also will, or a movement speed increase will help a little bit as well, just because once again it's a LMG and the movement speed or mobility is not going to be great. Then the magazine, mainly just because this will make it look like an AR, but it does increase your ADS speed, movement speed, and reload speed, all of which are big problems on an LMG, so that will help a little bit. And then the grip tape, which is going to help the ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, which is also a big problem on an LMG. So as you can tell, we are going to be increasing the ADS speed on this weapon quite a bit. In terms of the camo, I don't think I have really any camo, although you could go with pretty much anything. As you can tell, we could put on this one, the Crimson Vampire, which seems like it actually doesn't change the gun, so this definitely could be an option. I don't have any uncommon skins, and then we do have Sand if we wanted to use that, which is pretty cool. As you can tell, covers most of the weapon. And then, I haven't really unlocked most of these camos, so we're not going to be able to see too many options. But yeah, it looks like it's pretty cool, and then obviously we could get gold if we wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and go with the swap, just because I think this one looks kind of the coolest, and it covers most of the weapon. We're going to go ahead and leave off the charm. The only one we have right now is the unicorn one, which really doesn't fit the theme. And then the reticle, you can do whatever you want, but I don't really have any unlocked, so we're just doing the red dot. So you guys can see all the stats right there. So that is going to be an M4 LMG, but it basically looks like an M4. So we're going to see how that works. It should just kind of feel like a faster ADSing, maybe a little bit more recoil M4 LMG, I'd imagine, just based on these stat changes. So it's probably not going to be the most amazing weapon, but I do want to see what it looks like in game. In terms of my perks, we do have lightweight, just to make it feel more like an AR. Quick fix, just because I wanted that, although toughness definitely wouldn't be a bad idea, or a ghost. And also, we're probably going to be playing bots, so we're probably just going to leave off quick fix because it doesn't really matter that much. So let's go ahead and throw on toughness. And then dead silence, just because that's pretty meta. And then everything else really doesn't matter too much. In terms of this weapon, this is going to be the ICR-1. You guys probably could predict that mostly from the iron sights and the grip on the weapon. They are pretty unique. And also, the lower receiver of the weapon is pretty unique compared to other weapons. But as you can tell, we have a hollow sight on right now. You could do whatever sights you want. We could honestly just go with the iron sights, which do make it, I mean, it still looks like a LMG, but I just wanted to do a little bit of a bulkier sight just to give a little bit more of a heavy feel like an LMG would have. So for that, I believe we're doing one of these sights. We'll go ahead and do this one right here. In terms of the stock, I chose this one mainly just because it looks more like an LMG stock to me, but it also decreases your ADS speed and ADS moving speed, which makes it feel more like an LMG as well. Exact same thing with the barrel. As you can tell, decreases your ADS speed and movement speed, so it's going to feel more like an LMG. Also, I just thought it looked the most like an LMG one because it's the longest. Under barrel, we are going to lose a little bit of movement speed, but we will have better ADS bullet spread accuracy, so I put that on there. And then ammunition, I just did the large caliber ammo A just because this gives that really big like drum magazine. I guess I don't know what you call it when there's a drum on both sides, but as you can tell, it is much more like an LMG magazine. It also decreases your ADS speed, reload speed, and vertical recoil control, so once again, a little bit more like an LMG. So that's going to be it for all of our attachments on this one. You guys can see the stats on the right. So as you can tell, pretty much everything gets boosted except our mobility, which gets absolutely tanked on. But yeah, so now let's just go ahead and go to customize, check out what camos we have. I believe I have gold on this. No, I don't have gold on this account, unfortunately. I do have a second account on the test server where I do actually have gold, but we don't have it on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just go with overgrown on this one just because it looks pretty clean. Actually, we'll go with jungle. I think that's the one I'm using on the M4 LMG as well, so try to match a little bit here. All right, so that's going to be it for the ICR. In terms of our perks, probably going to do Skulker, Dead Silence, and Toughness, just because, I mean, seems like pretty decent perks. And then everything else doesn't really matter too much. So as you can tell, this is going to be our LMG class with the ICR, and this is going to be our AR class with the M4 LMG, which as you can tell, it really looks like an AR. The ICR LMG doesn't look like an LMG too much. I mean, it kind of does, but it does look a little bit wonky, whereas this one, it just straight up looks like an AR in my opinion. Which, I mean, this really goes to show that the weapon customization can literally, like, totally change the feel and look of your weapon. I actually have no idea if I've set up my HUD on here. Okay, I have for the most part. I doubt my sensitivity or anything like that is going to be great. So the gameplay is probably not going to be incredible, but hopefully we can get a decent look at the weapon. So let's just go ahead and load into a core. It really doesn't matter what mode we play. So we'll just go ahead and queue up. All right, so let's see how this goes. My sensitivity is going to be pretty off, so this is going to be interesting, but hopefully we can just get a pretty decent look at the weapons. First one we're probably going to use is the M4 LMG because it should automatically give me that. But yeah, here we go, M4 LMG. So as you can tell, it still looks like an LMG, but it does look a little bit more like an AR than it did before. Also, my game audio is super loud. What I'm really curious to look at is the ADS speed on the weapon. Here we go. So ADS speed, I mean, it's faster than the typical M4 LMG, but it's still really slow. Oh, okay. And that guy's just quick scoping like crazy. We got some sweats in this test server right now. So yeah, it definitely feels more like an AR than it did before, but it's still not by any means like an AR. It definitely feels like an LMG still. Because as you can tell, yeah, the ADS speed on this weapon is definitely faster, but still very, very slow. And okay, that is round one. We loaded into a pretty late match. We'll probably switch over to the ICR after this game. For now, I just want to take a look at the M4 LMG. Movement speed feels better because, again, we do have lightweight and a couple perks that should help with movement speed a little bit. Oh, teammate got that kill. The kill time on this thing is still really bad, just like the normal one. And also, you can tell the reload animation looks a little bit wonky as well. Bot right here. Yeah, the kill time is not great. It's still a 4-shot kill with a very slow fire rate. So, again, it's not going to be anything crazy. Oh, and then it's really weird having such a small magazine, which obviously you could just do the normal magazine and get, I think, the 75 round mag, but we're trying to get a magazine that looks more like an AR. And then yeah, the reload animation is definitely really wonky, so hopefully they optimize that stuff when Gunsmith does come out, because again, it's beta right now, so obviously it's not going to be a super good indication of what it's going to look like when it does actually come out. But also, I think it's coming out like, what I say, next week, so, I mean, getting pretty close to release date, so any glitches we see right now do have a decent chance of entering the global version. Oh, dude, my accuracy is so bad on this thing. Just try to close this game out, and then we'll switch over to the ICR and check that out a little bit more. Really curious to see how that performs, because the ICR actually seems like it's going to be pretty good come next season. Dude, the recoil on this thing feels really gnarly, which is crazy, because the M4 LMG doesn't even have a good time to kill, and typically the only time guns have a lot of recoil is when they have a really fast time to kill. Like the Man of War, for example. That's a well-balanced gun. It has a pretty decent amount of kick, but also kills fast. This doesn't kill fast and has a lot of recoil. That's part of the reason the M4 LMG is like one of the worst guns in the game. I definitely don't see it being meta next season, but the ICR, possibly. Oh, dude, my audio is kind of flipped right now. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, no. I'm hearing people on the left, even though they're on the right. Oh, I'm almost out of ammo. No, there's no way. Ooh. Hey! Oh, bro. My aim is so bad. Dude, my sense is so whack. I don't know what... I should probably, like, set my sensitivity, but I was just focused on making the class. Alright, so there's game one. Checking out the M4 LMG. Honestly, still feels like an M4 LMG. It just looks more like an AR. It definitely feels like it kicks a little bit more. Again, you're not changing the fire rate or anything like that. You're not changing, like, the reload speed too much, I guess. So overall, it feels very LMGE. I don't know how to say that. But it does have a little bit more of like an M4 feel to it just because it does look like that. So overall, I wouldn't rate that a very good class overall just because it's an M4 LMG. The M4 LMG is trash, and even with like all the attachments in the world, you're not going to make it that great of a weapon. Unless you are highly accurate and hitting a lot of headshots, that's when the M4 LMG is actually pretty decent. But obviously right now with bad sensitivity and me playing on a phone when I'm used to iPad, we're not going to get too much of the accuracy. So now let's go ahead and hop into another core match, and then we'll test out the ICR and see how that performs. All right, so here's the ICR. It just kind of looks like an ICR bulked up. You know what I mean? There's a couple things attached to the ICR. It still has this like really skinny barrel in the front. Like it doesn't really look like an LMG, like I was saying before. The ADS speed on it does seem a little bit slower, but still really quick. Because I mean, the ICR is a very fast ADS speed and just fast handling overall. So you're probably not going to be able to change that too much. Although I don't see why you'd want to lower it other than to make it feel like an LMG. It's still a beam, kills fast, so definitely feels a lot better than the M4 LMG. And then our magazine, as you can tell, doesn't actually get bigger just because for whatever reason this attachment only changes a couple like aspects of like the ADS speed and accuracy and stuff like that. I think maybe even the damage, but it doesn't actually affect like the mag size, which is really weird because it looks like it should have like 100 rounds. So maybe they'll change that. Hoping they can kind of make the accuracy of like what it looks like be close to what it actually changes stat wise. But as you can tell right now, we just get 30 rounds. Yeah, but mobility is definitely a lot worse than the typical ICR. It's not terribly worse, but it is worse. I actually think the ICR might be semi-competitive up close next season, but right now, obviously, not going to be playing great. So playing QQ9 players up close is going to be pretty difficult. All right, let's go ahead and rotate to the next. What is he up? Oh, he's right here. Oh. Rip. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the ICR is a 4-shot kill now up close, which is really good for the weapon. Oh, that's very shaky aim. I might have acceleration on it right now. Is he proning? Oh. No! Hunter killer drone deployed. Whoa. Triple? Don't choke it. I'm going to choke it. I choked it. Oh. This guy right here still? Yep. Oh, I have ADS mode on. I didn't realize that. One on the hard point now. Guy over here. Oh, no. No! I'm dead. There's no way I'm not dead. Aha! Wish you could mount. That'd be sick. No! Did we just get collided by an outlaw? That's crazy. Yeah, we did. Oh, see that? That's what I'm talking about right there. My jam. Strafe. No, dude. He just straight up quickscoped me. Let's see this. Oh, he's using... That actually scopes in so fast. Wow. That's going to be interesting to see the DLQ with a bunch of ADS attachments. Like, faster ADS. It's probably going to be crazy. I should try that out. Alright, we took the L on that one. Alright, so with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure to drop a like and a sub down below if you guys did. And I will see you guys later. Peace.